Real92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. Happy Tuesday, guys. Also, happy homecoming. We're here at Albany State University. We are celebrating reigniting the flame. And I have special guest here.
What's going on, y'all? Good morning, ASU. It's your boy Eric. We back in the studio. Happy homecoming, ASU. I hope you all are doing well this week. It's the best time in the 229, so I hope you all are excited because I know I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I went to the pep rally that we had yesterday for our homecoming Albany State kickoff, and the vibes and the energy was already there, and it's only day one, y'all. So I'm super excited for all the events that we have planned, which he's going to go over, and a few events that we have tonight. Now, the weather here in Albany State is 69. Well, the weather here in Albany, Georgia is 69 degrees. Sunny conditions will continue all day, which is perfect for our homecoming week, and the highs today will be 85 degrees. Now, what homecoming events do we have tonight?
ASU R&B sensation Jacquees with special guest Tyler Watts will be in the building tonight here in the 229 on West Campus in the Student Center Ballroom. Tickets are $15. RAM IDs are required, and clear bag policies will be enforced. So make sure you all go out there, have some fun, have a great time, take some videos because I probably won't be out there, but y'all enjoy.
Jacquees is coming tonight?
Yeah, he is.
I literally had no idea. Now, you said that the clear bag policy is enforced.
Absolutely.
Y'all, ladies, don't get all the way to West Campus and have to turn around because you didn't bring your clear bag. And go over that one more time about the pricing.
Pricing tickets start at $15, so make sure you all got your money right.
Right. Okay, guys, if you're going to that event, please be safe, have fun, and if you go with a group, leave with a group. This is Real92.7. I got special guest, CEO of Fueledbypain, Mr. Jaquan. He's coming later, and I also have my teammate Azzaria Brown coming later for an interview. So keep it locked in here on Real92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. What songs do we got coming up, or can we expect?
We got some music from Michael Gavin and Jesse Fisher coming up on 92.7. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all stay locked in. Don't touch that dial. 92.7 Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your choice on the FM dial. Ladies and gentlemen, Study Table is back and better than ever, offering sessions from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. in BCB. So any subject that you may be struggling in, math, reading, science, they got you covered. So make sure you all stop by and take advantage of that. We got more music coming up from you all from Kenny G, Michael Franks here on 92.7 Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio.
Real92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. It's your girl, Deja Lene, and again, happy homecoming here at Albany State University, where we are celebrating reigniting the flame. And as you guys know, on my show segment, we are going over I Am Fearfully and Wonderfully Made here at Albany State University, and I thought it would be the best idea, an honor and a privilege to collab and network with the one and the only Mr. Jaquan Riggins, who is also the CEO of Fueledbypain. And honestly, this guy is so dope, and he's motivated me, and he's only been here for like 5 minutes. So I love this quote that I wrote down that I got from your story. I would defy the odds through education and perseverance. And I see that you are really big on growth through discomfort. So let's get straight into it. Where are you from, and what was your journey to ASU?
Okay, smooth. I'm originally from Anniston, Alabama. But I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. Went to Harper Archer Middle School. Went to Booker T. Washington. Graduated from Booker T. Washington High School. Also went to Frederick Douglass High School. But yeah, so I'm really from the A. Really from the A. But yes. So you asked where I'm from. What else?
And what was your journey to Albany State University?
So I came here fall 19 after graduation. I first started out in the nursing program, which was actually interesting. But Albany likes to be also hard. Yeah, they kicked me out. But I went on to get another degree in health and human performance with a specialization in athletic medicine. I also got my associates in health sciences, and now I'm working on a bachelor's from Middle Georgia State University in aviation to become a pilot.
So basically you're saying one closed door opened up just a platform of just different avenues that you're walking in now. Absolutely. So with you being the CEO of Fueledbypain, I want to know the concept and what was your mindset when you created that platform. I see that you're really heavy on mental health when it comes to making sure that our students and the people who are on your platform are focused on their well-being and being in a safe environment, because sometimes it can be really hard for us to open up about what we may be going through. So what was your mindset on that?
I think, well, I know because I've been through it. After going through my own journey, what I like to call the shady seasons, and I call them shady seasons because like the sun and the moon, it comes and it goes, man. When those doors close, one does open, but in another light, in another realm, in a sense. So a lot of people know I've told my story 100 times, but I went on the journey and I actually contemplated, well, not even contemplated, I went through that journey of suicide. And one day took 32 500 milligram pills, and it wasn't until I got to the hospital and the doctor told me that, hey, if this medicine does not work, we are going to have to put you on the transplant list. And it really carried a thought in the back of my head, like, dang, you know, there's other people out, there's somebody else out there every single day sitting in this moment absolutely alone with nobody to talk to, with nobody to go, with nobody to run to after they leave this situation. Like, this just becomes another shady season for them. And that's what I wanted to change. I wanted to come out of the hospital, creating a platform for people to feel enlightened, for people to feel like they weren't alone anymore, for somebody to say, hey, I watched your podcast and I felt completely where you were coming from. I literally related to that situation. It wasn't my situation or one that was exactly like mine, but I know where you came from and I felt that. I see that you survived and I know that I can too. And that was the biggest thing for me. Knowing that survival is possible is, that's probably the ink on the sheet, man. Seeing people come out of their shady season and know that suicide is not the way out, knowing that they are loved, know that if they leave this earth, somebody will care about them. Somebody is hurt. You know what I'm saying? So it's moments like that. And the biggest thing about it, I'd rather sit beside you and watch you cry than sit at your funeral and you watch me cry. I feel like that's where it needs to be at.
Well, I feel like that's so deep because I can remember times in my life where it was like really hard for me to reach out because like you said, when you're in like that really dark space, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I love how you took your story and you were able to transform it into light. You're able to move forward and let people know, like, I've been in this space before and I can help you.
Take y'all back. It's crazy. So I just did a speaking engagement last Monday. And God works in mysterious ways. I did the speaking engagement that Monday for the studying for housing and residence life. A young lady saw me. I just happened to be in a student center that next morning, having a meeting with somebody about some future community activities we're going to be doing. And the young lady stopped. She literally walked past the booth and she stopped, man. And as soon as she stopped, she just started crying. And she was like, you don't even know what you did. I didn't think I was going to see you again. I didn't know you was a student. I didn't know you went here. I didn't know I was going to see you again. But man, your story that day made me realize that I needed to ask for help. I've been doing this all on my own, break it down each and every single day. There's a million people depending on me, and I know for a fact I cannot do this anymore. And I thank you for that. I thank you for giving me the guidance and the strength to go and ask for help, to seek that guidance from somebody else. Thank you. And she was crying. I gave her a hug. We exchanged numbers, but it's moments like those that show you why you need to be here. Like, granted, I didn't even think from the beginning. I will be honest. I'll tell people right here. In the beginning, it's crazy because I was really doing it for my guys. Like, granted, like, I love everybody, but a lot of times I felt like it was the men that were suffering in silence the most. And now seeing that a lot of women are coming out and saying that, you know, I have a story and I'm willing to tell it too, it's just as strong. It provides just as much strength for me to see a man telling a story just as much as a woman. So it's things like that really keep my day going.
And I think I always say too, like, your story is going to open up a legacy for people to understand, like, even though I'm going through this really dark time right now, joy can still come in the morning. That joy that you have to be able to pour back into other people's cup and being able to take a part of your testimony and also let people know, like, you can keep going. Like, God still has a purpose and a destiny for you. You don't have to stop here now. The pain is temporary. So with that being said, what do you envision Fueledbypain to look like in the next 10 years?
Oh, truly, something I envision for Fueledbypain. I actually want to be embedded in the HBCU curriculum. So something I've been working on is a pamphlet, or basically like a guide that includes, you know, walking through this, like, the classifications of college through mental health. So what that looks like, that might look like this day go outside, this day go with a friend, this day go to the park. But it's alluding you to do things to step outside of your comfort zone. Just like right right now, remember the conversation we were having earlier about you getting inside of your space. My pamphlet would encourage you to do that. And then somebody like me, so what I want to do is start building like, what is called, not almost like a pen pal system in a sense, but somebody checks up on you. Once you sign up to be a part of this Fueled by Pain family, you have weekly check-ins. People are checking up on you. That way you know for a fact you're not alone. So in a sense, in the next 10 years, I wanted to be a part of like HBCU's curriculum, having a set stage at these colleges, having a set seat so people know that I know I'm not alone, and this is somebody that I can go to. Fueled by Pain is known worldwide. Literally, it's on the logo. Literally, Fueled by Pain worldwide.
I'm glad you said that too, because like I feel like here at Albany State University we are really heavy on creating legacies and our student excellence. But at the same time, from what I'm hearing is that you're saying it's not enough to just have faith, but it's important for us to have the works as well. So you putting in the work to make sure that you can reach out to students to let them know, like, on this day, this is the plan for you. Those small details will help create the broader picture to reach your harvest and to rest in the dreams and aspirations that you've been working for. That says a lot, because I think sometimes, like I said, well, we were just talking about how like we just wait until the perfect moment, the perfect weather to plant those seeds and to reach out and help others and not just ourselves. But you're saying we can start today. We can start right now. This guy just told me earlier that he started his podcast on his iPad, and then my intern over here, he told me that he started his music off his phone. So, you know, this really motivates me as well to like stop making excuses and waiting for the right time to like start where God has placed in your heart. It's okay to start now. And you have people like on your side who will help you get to that next level, and you don't have to do it by yourself. Now, you mentioned earlier that you have a really important event coming up October 28th. So let's dig deep into that.
Let's dig into that. So, okay, I got an event coming October 28th here at Albany State University. The one and the first, actually, boxing event. So, I'm partnering with Albany State University and Miss Sharon, if I'm not mistaken, Turnbow, who has her own boxing equipment, boxing brand. But what we're going to be doing with this initiative is going to have 2 sessions. We're going to invite, I think, 20 students per session to come out and box their pain away. Literally, in a sense, that goes down to like anything that they're dealing with in that moment, any stressors. I mean, people battling depression every single day, anxiety. We never know what somebody's walking through. Literally, there's so many people smiling, faking that person on the inside every single day. Literally, on Monday, when I had that event, one of the first questions I asked in that room was, raise your hand if you faked the smile in the last 24 hours. The whole room raised their hand. That's problematic, man. We gotta start living in our truths, actually being happy to be happy. It is not okay to be okay. I love you, and I'm here for you.
I'm glad you said that, because like I would consider myself a really smiley person, and I do feel like God poured a little extra joy in my cup when I was born and stuff like that. But I think, you know, sometimes, like you said, we have to realize like it's okay not to be okay. But how can we like maneuver through that, especially when the world is trying to break our peace or can't really like fathom how we can still have joy in the midst of suffering? What is your advice to that? Patience.
One word, man.
Patience.
One word. And in a sense, that's being patient with yourself, being patient with the people around you. And patience means giving off energy too. Just because this person triggered you does not mean that you need to give them that bad energy back right now. Patience. Have patience with yourself. Know that you don't deserve to be angry in that moment. Know that you are living a life of joy and proof that you deserve to be happy walking on this God-given earth. Like, it's things like that that keep me going. Like, I try not to let people get to me anymore, because I know for a fact it doesn't matter. In a sense, like it does not fictionally doesn't matter, but 2 years from now, it won't matter. I won't even remember the situation. So why am I getting upset at it? Why am I letting this person take all of that out of the control me? You put in the world what you get out of it. If you keep putting joy in the world, eventually you will get it out of it. And it might not be from that same person, but when you pour into people's cup, people are going to pour into yours. I'm telling you, man. Literally.
So we have a choice on what we can focus on.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
No, seriously. And with that being said, what is your focus for Fueled by Pain and, you know, enlarging your outreach?
So my biggest focus is truly reaching the ones that don't feel heard. I say that all the time in my missions. There are so many people out there living day to day. Like I've been stating, with nobody to talk to, with no avenues to go down, feeling like they're completely alone, and we got to change that. Somebody out there has a voice to change your entire life, change your entire mindset around, but we don't know they're out there because we haven't heard them, because they're literally walking around feel like they don't deserve to be heard. And it's my choice to change that. It's my mission to change that. It's Fueled by Pain's mission to change that.
Now, I want you to go in depth and describe where we can look more into your platform and what resources that you have available as well.
I got you. So you can find Fueled by Pain on Google, Facebook, Instagram, But all you gotta do is type Fueled by Pain on Google, and my link will come up. First link come up. Your boy is, public, professional, but some initiatives that I have coming up. So we have the Fuel Your Pain courses that I'm going to start releasing soon, but
nice.
That's a 4-week and an 8-week course that I'm going to teach people how to walk through their triggers, walk through their emotional ties, and let go of them. Learn how to let go of them and what that looks like. And I think the best part about this is I'm not somebody that's pretending to be, healed all the way. I think that's the proof in the pudding. I think you do your best when you're able to walk through the journey with somebody who can, relate to you the most. Somebody that's sitting in that journey with you. Like, it's almost in a sense when people want to actually motivate somebody to get in the gym, they gain the weight to get in the gym with them and lose it with them. It's the same thing in the same sense. So I feel like when you have somebody holding your hand, not even holding your hand, but just a shoulder to lean on, to cry on, in the sense, and when you're walking through journeys like that, that means everything. So Fueled by Pain is going to be there. We're going to start having those initiatives, and we're going to start stepping into schools, man. These kids need to know that they got somebody to believe in as well, and they don't have to be rappers. You don't have to be having a music lyric, or you don't have to be singing. You don't have to be slanging dope for somebody to look up to you. That changes your world when a little kid comes to you and say, "Hey, you're my motivation, man. You're my hero." No, little man ain't your hero yet, but yes, you're my hero. It's things like that that'll change you. So Fueled by Pain is going to keep going up, reaching for the moon, reaching for the stars, and we got some big things coming, man.
Wow, that is so amazing. And we here have Mr. Jaquan Riggins, who is very, very motivated and encouraged to help you guys get to where God wants you to be. But also, his message is to come as you are. You don't have to have it all figured out, y'all. All of us students are in different walks of life. But with Fueled by Pain, we are here to help you where you are, but also enlarge on the dreams and aspirations that you have for yourself, but also bettering your mental health. And I want you to go ahead and shout out your social media platforms so they can stay updated.
My Instagram, we're going to lie. Instagram, fbp.thebrand. YouTube, please tap into the YouTube. Trying to build that subscriber list, as I do want to get monetized and start building, some funds off this thing that I love doing. I want to start traveling the world, and that would allow me to do something. But you can find me at Fueled by Pain ENT. TikTok is Fueled by Pain. The I in pain is a 1, and that's pretty much it.
Now, it is Reigniting the Flame homecoming here at Albany State University. So what is one piece of advice that you would give to our students this week?
Actually, it's on the back of my jacket. I'll show you.
Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
But the main thing, hold on, you gotta look at the underlines. What's the underline word?
You. Believe in you.
Be you.
Be you.
Be you, man. If nobody ain't told you today, man, love yourself and nobody else will. Believe in yourself and nobody else will, man. You literally, you are in control. You are in control, man. Live this day to the fullest. Live it abundantly, love abundantly, and love yourself at the end of the day. That's the advice I have. Once you start doing that, man, everything else will follow. I promise. God is in control, and once you put that first, everything else literally will start coming in like a ducks in a row, man.
The doors will just start opening.
I'm trying to tell you.
Guys, this is the top of the hour, and it was an honor and a privilege to have you on my show. You not only helped somebody else, but you also helped me. Not even just from this conversation, but the conversation that we had prior. So you guys definitely keep updated on Fueled by Pain. They are doing an amazing job of making an impact here at Albany State University. This is Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. I'm Deja Lene, and this is
Mr. FBP. Trying to tell you, we out.
We'll see you guys soon. Keep it locked in here. We got our next interview with my teammate and friend, Miss Azzaria Brown, who will be here soon. Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. Real92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. It's your girl, Deja Lene, and I have another very, very personal, special guest with me, y'all. I'm super excited. She is my teammate friend here at Albany State University, who is also the captain of our Lady Rams cross-country team. And as you guys know, we are doing our segment here. I am Fearfully and Wonderfully Made here at Albany State University, and I thought it would be just an amazing idea to get Azzaria Brown here, who is going to go more in depth about her athletic journey here from this past semester, but also over the past 3 years, because I've worked with you, and it's an honor and a privilege to have you here to interview you. I think this is my second time interviewing you.
Yes.
So we're going to get straight into it. So I was just having a conversation with Z, and basically I was letting her know from the top of our season, we were in Valdosta, and she didn't run her best race. She was actually really emotional, and I remember going up to her at the bus, and, you know, I told her, like, she's feeling those emotions because she holds herself to a very high standard. As you guys know, we are the ASU Lady Cross Country Rams championships from last year. So, of course, you want to, like, keep your standards high. But I also told you, like, delay doesn't mean denial. And you were going to get back to where you wanted to be for your personal record. Y'all, this past weekend, she dropped about 4 minutes, and she's back right on track at 21 minutes in the 5K. Clap it up for yourself. I am so proud of her. So I would just wanted to, like, you know, really talk through that mindset as a student athlete, like having a minor injury, but also, like, we know that having an injury can also, like, mess up your mental, because it's like, oh my God, am I ever going to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Right.
So walk through that.
So basically, I had Achilles tendonitis, and so really it was an ongoing problem that kind of sparked about last track season in like March, and I was able to run through the pain, but over time, eventually, you know, wear and tear, so eventually it really got to me, and I really had to, like, just sit out and allow myself time to heal. And so coming back off of, like, healing and recovery and stuff like that, I experienced, like, a mental block. So it's like I was trying to push myself past my limitations that I had set for myself, like being injured. Like, I had, you know, limitations, and I was comfortable with, you know, holding back. So I had to, like,
That's so real.
you know, take that time to, like, find myself again and find that pushing point to where I could push through and just, like, get back to what I know to do. So the first meet was definitely one of those ones where I was just like, wow, like, okay, this is what it feels like to, like, hit bottom rock. So I really thought, like, I never was gonna touch 21 ever again. So this meet, honestly, I can say each meet I just made it a goal to, like, get better. So improve time, even if it's a second. Like, I just wanted to improve because I just know that was gonna give me my momentum back. So then running what I ran this past weekend, honestly, that gave me the boost and the energy that I needed. I know what I'm capable of, so now it's all gas, no brakes. Like, practice, I know what to do.
And I'm so glad you said, mentioning about, like, having to still show up and taking time to yourself to not get stuck in that mental block. Because over the summer, I was kind of going through the same thing. You know, we came off a really, really heavy track and field season.
Right.
And my body was just really, really tired. And I wanted to overtrain. I wanted to keep pushing. But you know when it's time to sit down and rest. And you had to take that time to rest. But after you took that time to, I think you were off for, like, a few days or so. And then you came back and you're able to, like, work. And especially, I can imagine, like, your mindset going to each meet and not performing to the best of your ability and hitting your time then. But the fact that you were still able to stay consistent, show up, and push through those, like, weird mental block barriers shows that you are persevering. Like, you are literally fearfully and wonderfully made. And it takes a lot to encourage yourself and to move forward, especially when you don't see the results.
Yes.
So you waited for your harvest, and it came this weekend.
Yes.
So, you know, like we said in our last segment, you don't want to just wait till the perfect time to show up, but today could be the time that you PR. Today could be the time where you just drop time.
Don't wait at all.
Don't wait. Now, with that being said, not to go off guard, what advice would you give for student athletes who may go through a similar story or journey that you went through?
I would say there is light on the other end of the tunnel. I know, like, it's like you get in a very dark place, and it's kind of like the voices in your head are telling you to, like, give up, stop now, or, you know, you can do something else. Like, you can just, you know, stop it here. You've already done what you can do. But honestly, I would just say keep pushing, like, because it may not seem like you're not gonna see the results right away. You won't see the results right away. It's gonna take time, and I definitely had to like put that in my head, like, okay, I'm on God's timing. Like, it's not my timing. When the time is right, He will come through, and He did.
Girl, He came through right on time.
He really
came, and I was just honestly, like I said, it's different when you're like working with your teammate and you see them putting in the work, and then like God just blesses them with a big PR. So I was just so elated for you, and I know you were just as happy too.
Yes.
And with that being said, I also mentioned y'all that she is the captain for our Lady Cross Country Rams, and you know, prior to last semester, I don't know if you remember, but me and her were both saying, like, after we won our ring, we're like, well, this is our last season, you know, we're done. Ain't nobody gonna be running at 6 a.m. and at night, we're done. Sorry, Coach Rob, it's over.
And here we are.
No, for real, here we are. So with that being said, did you envision yourself being able to step into this leadership role? And also, like, seeing, you know, where you started from minor injury and getting through those mental blocks, how did that shape you as a leader and a captain for our team?
Okay, so first, I honestly did not see myself being a leader, but I knew the time would come. Like, I knew, okay, once all of these seniors are leaving, Zanae, Nat, everybody that's, you know, kind of took on that leadership role, once they leave, it's like, it's only just like really me and you, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Scary.
Yeah, it definitely was a scary thing, because I was like, wow, I've never, like, you know, took on the leadership role, especially like in this setting, like a collegiate athlete, and then it's like, you know, dealing with your own personal things. You have to set those aside and actually like put the team on your back sometimes. So I would say being injured, though, it also kind of, you know, made me sad seeing everybody else, you know, progress. And, you know, because we have some really, really good girls, like new incoming freshmen that's coming, and they every day they surprise me and they shock me. So it's like, they just make me and motivate me, like, to want to be better.
Yes.
And so that, honestly, though, that made me want to continue to show up. Like you said, even though I was injured, I was like, yeah, I still have to be here and show that I want it just as bad as they do, because at the end of the day, we all have one goal.
And y'all know that
Y'all
goal.
know that goal.
Y'all know that
Y'all
goal.
know what I'm talking about.
Now, with that being said, too, I told her earlier that I was like, you know, watching somebody's leadership standards and roles, she's done a really good job on playing like a leveling field, because, you know, on every single team, whether it's, you know, sports or a cooking show, whatever you are, there's going to be challenges and stuff like that. But as a leader, how would you say you have to push through those challenges, especially when, you know, like you said, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Right. So with that, I would say it's very challenging, because you create bonds. Like, we're all like sisters. I consider everybody my sister.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to like bring out that tough love, because sometimes, you know, they can kind of like see you as more so their sister and their friend. And so when it's time to get serious in a situation, it's like you don't want to step on anybody's toes, but you want to also enforce that leadership role. Like, hey guys, like, I know, you know, what's best for the team. I know what it takes to be a champion. So y'all have to like sometimes take the back seat and like actually listen. And so sometimes it's kind of hard, because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and you want everybody to feel important and everybody to feel heard, because I know that was something that I had issues with previously on the team. It was like, you know, everybody was kind of like push and pull with the whole leadership role. Like, sometimes people stepped up, but sometimes they would, you know, be selfish in ways, and not intentionally, but just because we're human.
Yes.
And we're girls, like a all girls team. You can imagine there's many different personalities, and emotions are through the roof every day. So it's just a challenge in itself. But all in all, I would say, you know, one goal. We all have one goal, and that's the only thing that's really pushing us to, like, you know, stay close, because at the end of the day, it takes all of us, not one. So
And I'm glad you said that. I also realized, like, you already have a passion for the sport, so I can imagine that makes it a whole lot easier, other than, like, oh, this is just my job and showing up and stuff. But also, I'm so glad that you mentioned, like, holding each other accountable, because, like I said, I know sometimes, well, I would say, like, a little bit from past semester and just a little bit in the beginning of the semester, you know, I don't like constructive criticism sometimes, but at the same time, it's like, we all, like you said, hold each other to a high standard. And even, like, this morning, like, I was just telling her, like, I missed morning practice this morning for weights, and I had set my alarms, but my ringer and stuff wasn't on. And Bria had texted me, and she was like, oh, well, you need to turn your ringer on, like, you need to do better and stuff like that. And of course it was like, you know, it wasn't intentional, but it's like, it's good that us as teammates can hold each other to a higher standard because we know what our end goal is.
Right.
Now, you are a health and human performance major here at Albany State University, and you are graduating in the next few months in May.
Yes.
So how would you say your experience so far as a student athlete over these past 4 years has shaped, like, you choosing the pathway that you're on, and how do you feel with that coming up?
Okay, so I would say, honestly, being an athlete, it's very common for athletes to want to go into a field where, you know, we're talking about the anatomy of our body, or we're helping others, like physical therapy, orthopedics, or like even nursing. So I would say it was something I always knew I wanted to do from an early age. I always knew I wanted to be in the medical field some way, somehow. And so as I got here, I kind of transitioned into sports medicine. And so it's still going to be, I'm still going to go into nursing eventually, but you know, God's timing. So right now I'm really focusing on sports medicine, and with that degree I plan on using it towards more of like the cardiovascular disease area. So that's really for like people who've had like heart attacks and strokes and stuff like that, because when they recover from those episodes and stuff like that, like their body shuts down, so they need help to like walk again, learn how to use the bathroom again, eat again. And so there's honestly so many different fields and career paths in the medical field that, you know, anything, you can do anything, honestly. So I found that interesting because, you know, I have family members who've had heart problems and stuff like that. So I was like, that would be something kind of like nice to use my degree towards while I work towards getting my nursing degree.
Yes, because I do remember you had started with nursing, and then like you said, you switched into a different avenue. But I also like how you just said that in God's timing. So eventually, like if you know, okay, it's time for me to open the branch more to nursing, then you'll know. But again, also, I would say the experiences that you've had these past 4 years will help broaden like your sense of being able to step into this role, and you will be ready. I promise you, you'll be ready, because we were just talking about how, like, you know, when you're getting ready to graduate and you're getting ready to step into the real world, you may not have it all figured out, but the fact that you already have an idea of your passions and your goals already says a lot. Now, with that being said, what advice would you give to student athletes who may be like still trying to maneuver on, you know, picking a major, but also still trying to do good in their athletics and also trying to keep up with their mental health? What is your mindset with that and advice?
So I would say it's definitely important to have a plan B, even if you are very passionate about your sport and you just feel like, you know, that's something that you want to do like lifelong. I think it's definitely important that, you know, athletes think about a second option, because
that's real.
Anything can happen. Like, you know, life happens, you know, family things happen, personal things. And so I just feel like it's important to have a passion for something else just as much as your sport, because, you know, that sport might not always be there for you in the long run, and people don't always get the same opportunities to go pro and, you know, make money off of those things. So it's just important to invest in yourself and just find something that you're passionate about.
Now, I'm glad that you said that. We have championship coming up, so while you're still trying to maneuver with, you know, having your plan A, having your plan B, we also know that, you know, life comes with really big opportunities and challenges, and we have a big opportunity next week with the SIAC championships for cross country. We have been in this space before, so you know what's on the other side of that tunnel, but you also still have to go through that transition phase. So what testament can you speak to that as you're still trying to maneuver as well?
So with that, I would say, you know, it's kind of like a deja vu moment for me. Like, honestly, like I remember like leading up to the championship, every day was like, I was so anxious because it was like, we're so close.
Oh my Lord.
Like, we're so, like, it's like you can almost feel it. Like, and it's like, because we've won, it's like I know the feeling of winning and I know the feeling of losing. Jesus. And it's just like, so it's like right now, like my mind is like really like all over the place, but I really want us to focus in on, you know, praying and making sure that, you know, we talk with each other each and every day to make sure everybody, you know, mindset is good, because this is very like, I can see how it's stressful for others, but like for us, especially being our last year, and you know, we know like what we have to do and what's coming up, it's just like,
The pressure.
Yes, the pressure is like really like.
But it's like, but that's why I said last week on one of my segments, I did pressure is a privilege. You know, and like I said, we've been setting ourselves to a very high standard since like June, July when we started training and stuff like that. And also resting because we know what's ahead.
Right.
We know what we're trying to uphold. So you're totally right on that. And I'm so glad you said pray because it can get a lot because you know what you have to do. But, you know, just being able to show up each day. And I think Coach had also told us it's in the small details. So preparing like each day and whatnot. Now, what advice would you give our students who are thinking about going to our homecoming events this week? Because we are celebrating Reigniting the Flame here at Albany State University.
So, are you like referring to like our teammates or just
in general, like students? It you know, freshies, it might be their first time going out, or our returning students, they may be thinking about going out too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So my advice, I would just say, everybody just be safe. Like, please head on a swivel, watch your surroundings. I know that they're definitely kind of keying in on trying to keep less locals out, because I know last year we have a very open campus, so it's kind of hard to regulate how many people are coming on campus at one time because we don't have any like entrances and exits. Like, it's just an open campus. So I would just say, you know, the buddy system. Keep your friends close. Everybody goes in the same place. If you go to the bathroom, we all go to the bathroom. Like, make sure everybody stays together. And just another thing is, watch what you eat and drink. Like, I would say not to put anything toxic in your body, because in certain situations, you know, you can't get out of it if you're under the influence and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's traumatizing in itself. So it's just like, I just want everybody to just be mindful of, you know, their surroundings.
Be sober, be vigilant.
Yes.
And we want you guys to have fun, like she said, but you definitely got to keep your head on a swivel, like she also said. And we have our Tuskegee game this weekend, as you guys know, so make sure you pop out to those games and stay with your group. But this is Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, where we are going over I Am Fearfully and Wonderfully Made here at Albany State University. It's been an honor and a privilege, and I'll probably see you later because I know you want to take your nap and stuff. So I'm your girl, Deja Lene, and this is
Azzaria Brown.
Go ahead and shout out your Instagram so they can stay updated.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Instagram at slim.doll. So capital SLIM .D0LL_.
You guys keep it locked in here. She is such a true character, y'all. And I've worked with her over the past 4 years, and she's never switched up, y'all. She's an amazing mentor. And you guys stay updated here on Real 92.7. We got some more R&B coming up, and we're at the top of the hour almost. So keep it locked in here on Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio.
So good, Deja. Oh my gosh, I love you. Like,
I'm just excited.